Okay, we've made it to the end, stage 8. And this was kind of a very unique stage. It was sponsored by NZO Firearms, and they're the makers of the KAR-21 rifle. A super unique rifle. It's caliber conversion between .223 and .308. It's got a lot of features of the SCAR and of the AR, kind of like you mishmash the best parts of each together. Not anything else out there in the world I've seen that are quite like it. I did not have the presence of mind later on in the day to get you all video of that conversion process when the owners of the company broke down the rifle and gave a demonstration. I'll definitely, next time in Finland, link up with those guys and get that video for you because this rifle is super interesting. Now, on to the stage. The stage was deceptively simple. What did you have to do? Okay, you're resting in a bunker position when reading a book, training manual, I assume it was all in Finnish. I couldn't tell you what the book was. And then the timer goes off. You ditch the book, you crawl through a tunnel to get over to your firing position. In your firing position, you have a KAR-21. Now, you did have the choice of using your own rifle if you wanted to, but you could use that rifle, and it's like brand new, interesting rifle, only available in Finland. I was like, yeah, I can shoot my stoner rifle anytime I want. I'm definitely using that. And you had 3 targets. They were blue, white, and red Yasta targets at, I believe, 280 meters, roughly. Don't hold me to that, but that's pretty dang close. And your requirements for the stage was there were 2 bonuses. Bonus 1, engage the blue target, which was the center of the 3 targets, and get it on your first hit. And your second bonus was to knock down all 3 targets. You had 5 rounds to do it with. Now, let's see how that went.
Stand by!
Okay, the video doesn't show a heck of a lot, unfortunately, but what went on here? Before you started, you had 30 seconds to jump down on the rifle and get set, or if you were going to use your own rifle, get it in place, get set, and then you had to get back. So you had just 30 seconds. So I had 30 seconds to familiarize myself with a rifle I had never seen before. Basically, I ended up using the whole 30 seconds to understand what the target presentation was and to adjust the diopter on the scope to be clear focused for my eyesight. Didn't really get to do much else, didn't get to mess with the bipod or learn about how the rifle works, and that'll come into play here. So when the buzzer went off, ditched the manual, crawled through the tunnel, kind of went slower than I possibly could have, mainly because wearing my rig, and I'll go over that later. I was afraid of my hydration carrier on the back getting hung up on the camouflage netting and getting all tangled because you only had 2 minutes for your stage. That was the par time. So I got the firing position, loaded in my 5-round magazine, hit the bolt release. Didn't feel quite right because I didn't realize at the time the bolt was forward already. So I was like, okay, this must be working. I'm not familiar with this rifle. Flicked off the safety, aimed in at the first target, pulled the trigger, dead trigger. And I'm looking around going, what's going on? Bolts forward. Then I realize on the KAR-21 way up in front, it's got a SCAR or G3 type charging handle. Reached up, racked it, got it on. Wasn't used to the trigger, so my first shot, I feel I missed that blue target probably by that much. That's my story and I'm sticking with it. Got it on the second round, but of course by not getting it on the first round, bypassed my bonus for that. Got the red target on my third round, missed the last target. Again, I feel like that because I wasn't used to the trigger, and then boom, fifth last round, got the target and went down. So completed the second bonus of the stage, which was to get all three targets in 5 rounds. Did it under par time. Now I'd love to sit there and say, yo, yeah, except for not charging the rifle or blowing out work. That's the only thing that affected my time. I'd love to say that, I really would, and I'm happy I got under par time. But I found out when the match was over, the guy who did the stage best did the whole dang thing in 18 seconds. Yeah, 18 seconds. I think at the 18-second mark, I was still somewhere halfway in the tunnel and stuff. Definitely, I was no closer than that. And to top it off, he did it in 18 seconds and got it done in 3 rounds, whereas it took me 5. Now, I guess one solace is out there is a couple shooters didn't get everything in 5 rounds, so I guess I'll take that as a victory too. But a super fun stage, a super challenging stage, because although it sounds simple, when you're doing it with a rifle you don't know the manual of arms on, that can really get inside your head. And I'll totally admit my first shot being a miss, even though I felt I missed it by that much, yeah, it was probably me just close enough, boom, pulling the trigger, jerking the trigger, not applying the fundamentals of marksmanship. Once I did apply the fundamentals, hey, what do you know, I hit the target and they went down. Crazy, huh? Who'd have thunk it? Overall, what do I think of Hatila 22? I think it was freaking awesome. I think if you're watching this video and you get the chance to go to Finland and participate in an SRA match, you definitely should. Of all the Finns I talked to after the match, they all kind of said that other than nationals, this was the match to go to, and I can see why they would say that. The training environment here was just absolutely incredible. The rules say that each stage has to have real-world training applicability to it, and by God, it sure did. I've never seen a match designed around that. I've seen matches, much like brutality matches, designed to accomplish difficult tasks, but nothing that has exact real-world military scenarios built into it. It does prove that training and competition do definitely overlap to a great degree. It also proved that there's a few hard lines where the two don't overlap. This was a blast. I'm going to go do it again next year. I've already decided that. Now that I'm more familiar with the rules, now that I know what you can and can't do, now that I know what it's like to shoot an SRA match, I feel that next year I can push harder and do better, and I'm anxious to give that a try. We hope you found this coverage of Hatila 2022 helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future competition reviews.